Hello, everybody. Welcome back to No Party with B and J. And listen, if y'all went to sleep last night, thinking the story was one way, baby, you woke up in a whole new America this morning.
Because overnight, everything flipped. Donald Trump, who just said he didn't support releasing the Epstein files, suddenly reversed himself and said, release them, release it all.
Hmm, that's after pressure from survivors, pressures from Congress, pressure from the public, and pressure from inside his own circle. And while all that was happening, the House voted 427 to 1. And the Senate said they'll pass it the second the paperwork hits the desk.
Okay, so today we're breaking down the promise, the panic, and the power shift that's happening right in front of our faces.
All right, let's go into it. Because this flip right here, this ain't a small thing. Trump went from opposing the bill, stalling the bill, to criticizing the bill, to saying we have nothing to hide.
And Brenda, that wasn't leadership. That was pressure. That was heat. That was panic rising from every direction.
Let's walk this down for the people. Survivors spoke up. Congress pushed back. Public support went through the roof, Justin. Reporters, they started digging. His own allies, they looked confused. And the Senate moved faster than anybody expected.
They're moving quick, aren't they? And when you flip that hard and that fast, that's not strategy. That is simply survival.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now let's talk about Speaker Mike Johnson because he's in a tricky spot. He came out saying he supports maximum transparency, but he also brought up victim concerns, legal risk, procedural question. He's trying to walk both sides of the street, and it sounds like he's trying to push another delay.
And here's the truth. He delayed earlier votes. That's not opinion. That's documented. He slowed the process, adjourned early, and tried to contain the momentum.
But now that the House has moved, the Senate moved, Trump flipped, and the public is watching, Johnson doesn't have any more room to play game.
Because if he slows it down now, it's going to look like he's protecting the very elites everybody has been questioning. Now, this is where things get a little heavy. Let's talk about the promises and the reality because numbers don't lie.
And this is the part where we get the real receipts. There was a promise that said, I will release the Epstein files. But the reality didn't support that promise. He opposed it at other times, stalled it, criticized it, flipped back, only moved when pressure got too big.
Yeah.
And there's a pattern here, Brenda. This matches the same pattern from the 2016 until now. There's a promise of transparency delivered in secrecy. Promise to drain the swamp, surrounded himself with it. Promise to stop elite corruption, and then went and pardoned the people involved in it. Promise to protect these innocent kids, delayed the biggest child abuse file release in American history.
When the promises fall apart, the numbers tell the story. He won't tell it.
All right, Brenda, this is your section right here. Break it down for the people.
We're about to break this on down, Justin. Let me say this as clear as I can. Epstein never moved with regular people. He never ran and broke circles. He wasn't calling nobody making $40,000 a year. He was in one space, the ultra wealthy, the ultra powerful world.
And that's not naming names, that's talking about the system.
That's it. We're talking about the system that has existed for 500 years. a system where wealth protects wealth, a system where silence protects the powerful, a system where the public sees one side of the car while the dents are on the other side.
That's a good metaphor right there. You can't see both sides at the same time.
And if you never walked in people's shoes, if you never lived through a struggle, how you gonna decide what's best for anybody? This is how the 1% has controlled the world. They kept everybody separate, arguing, divided, so nobody walked around the car to see the truth.
And the Epstein files, they're forcing the world to walk around that car and try to see both sides of this story.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the people who matter the most, the survivors. Time magazine interviewed them last night, and many said the same thing. They do not trust this last minute flip.
And why would they, Justin? Why would they? They waited years for transparency. They watched politicians play games with their trauma. They were ignored, overlooked, and they were silenced.
But now they're the ones forcing the political world to act. Their pressure is why Congress moved. Their voices are why this vote happened. Their courage is why the files are coming out.
So where does this go? What do we see coming?
Well, here's the reality. Johnson still controls the final transmission timing. Trump could flip again tomorrow. The MAGA world is divided. The Senate is moving fast. Media outlets are scrambling. Survivors want accountability, not excuses. And somebody's about to get blamed.
This is the beginning of the fall of the old system. Not people, the system. Not violence, the system. Not harm, the secrecy. The system that protected the few is cracking.
And once the truth belongs to the public, the old way of doing business cannot survive.
So, y'all, we're witnessing history. We're watching promises collide with reality. We're watching panic replace confidence. We're watching the 1% lose the protection that they have had for centuries.
And as always, here at No Party with B&J, we're going to walk you around both sides of the car so you can finally see the whole truth.
Stay tuned for episode 4 coming next. And y'all better believe it's going to get deeper from here. If you can vote, vote. If you can't vote, drive 5 that can.
We'll catch you next time.